Hello, Ms. Leen. You are a Belgian expat who lives and works in Dubai. Why did you choose Dubai?
This is a long story. Before Dubai, I was in Saudi Arabia, where I started in '88, and in 2001 I came to Dubai. And now we are 2016, and we are opening an office in Iran, Tehran. So we have been going from one country, Arab country, to the other, and now we are in a Persian country.
And was it planned to stay so long in Dubai?
No, at all. Saudi Arabia, yes, because this was, I was working mostly for the royal family as an interior designer. And I stayed all the time in Saudi Arabia when I had a project, but worked from Ostrozebek, Belgium. And then every time I had a project, I went there for several months. But when I came to Dubai, I was planning maybe to do the same, but after 1 year, I decided to open our own office here as well, the Squisito office.
Okay. So why did you choose this sector?
Because I'm graduated in St. Lucas in Ghent as an interior designer, and that's why I landed in this field, and we are growing in that field because we have two divisions. One is the interior design company, and the other one is being agent for different products, and we have a lot of products from Belgium as well.
Did you have already some relevant jobs in Belgium?
No, I have done a lot of jobs in Belgium before, also in New York, in Los Angeles. I have done the Belgian embassy in Vienna. I have worked in the south of France, and only in '88 I finished my studies in '81. And I came to Saudi Arabia the first time in '88.
Okay. What was the most difficult thing to adapt to the Arabian culture?
Of course, Dubai is very free in comparison to Saudi Arabia, because in Saudi Arabia, for a woman alone, it's very, very tough, and especially in that time, we are speaking about 30 years ago. And as a young lady, first of all, I came from a very Western country, Belgium, and to go into a country with a lot of restrictions was very hard to adapt. Also, we are not free to talk to anybody. We are not free to even drive a car. We have to have the abaya and the veil, so we have to be covered all the time. You're not allowed to sit in a restaurant where there are men. There's only allocated areas for ladies or families. So this was definitely a very, very big challenge. And secondly, the culture is completely different, and you have to adapt, or it took me some time to adapt to this one as well. Plus, I learned to be very, very patient, because regardless of what people think, here it always takes a lot of time before the people trust you and before you can really do business with them. And this you will hear with a lot of people who are working in the Arab world. They think everything goes smooth and it will go by the next meeting. And it's here very unpolite to start immediately a business relation. First of all, you have to know the people. You have to ask how is their family, how is their children, how is this, how is that. And you actually don't have to talk about business. Once they trust you, you can start talking about business. So this already takes a long time, and a lot of people don't have this attitude, and they think it will go immediately, and then they are disappointed or they are frustrated, and they say the Arab world is very hard to work in. Yes, but you have to try to understand how these people function.
Okay. Dubai is known as a place for very rich people. Is it really like that, or are there also a lot of poor people living there?
Of course, you have to understand that, first of all, the UAE has around 5 million inhabitants, but only 750,000 people are really local people. So that means there is a very big community of expats and not so much of local people. Dubai, I would say, generally the people have a good life. especially the locals. Other Emirates, there are really poor people in the other Emirates as well, because United Arab Emirates has 7 Emirates. And the most luxurious, I would say, is Dubai. The most classical one, and where all the embassies are, is Abu Dhabi. Dubai is the most trendy one. Everything new is coming here. Everything biggest has to be here. Everything wow and everything oh. Yes, but again, a lot of people come here. They think to do the same lifestyle. They don't, or they forget that they have to work like everywhere else, and that the life is quite expensive here. And I have seen many people coming with a lot of noise and disappearing within 1 or 2 years, very silently like a mouse, and with sand in their hands or in their pockets, in less gold that they were thinking of.
What about ISIS? Are there also terroristic attacks in Dubai as well?
We are very well protected. UAE has a very good force. They don't show it, but there is a very high security system in place here. And you have to know that even our phones or our computers are checked, which I don't have a problem with it, because if you don't have anything to hide, you don't have to be afraid. So in this case, we are quite well protected, but we know from insiders that they also have had already people tried to smuggle weapons inside and this and that, and also one lady was killed, an American citizen teacher, mother of 2 kids, was killed by a woman in a toilet in Abu Dhabi. So you can imagine that was very shocking. Mm-hmm. Especially that the woman who killed was completely covered with gloves, with a black veil. So I thought personally they would never find this person, but within 3 hours they find the lady. So they are that means that they are very capable and very well in place with their security system.
Okay. Do you still have a lot of contact with friends and family in Europe?
Yes, of course. I have a very big family. I'm the eldest daughter of children of 8 children. I have a brother older, 3 sisters younger, and then also 3 brothers younger. And I have 21 cousins and nieces. And already there are 8 grandchildren. So this is fantastic. And I try as much as possible, of course, to always come back to Belgium even for a long weekend, just to help to celebrate some of the main activities. Mm-hmm. Or facilities.
I heard you opened a second office in Iran. Why did you choose Iran?
2 reasons. Because you know that the sanctions are lifted, but of course between saying and the reality is a very, very big difference. And the second reason, this was one of the reasons, because we think there will be a potential, not immediately, because you have to see this investment on a long-term base. Secondly, my right hand, who became my managing partner in Squisito, Dubai, is from Iran himself. And so we thought that it would be good to already think of a plan B in case Dubai, after the World Expo, would slow down. And also because I think a certain moment there will be a saturation in Dubai anyhow, whether it's because of this or because of that. And Iran is a world where the time has been standing still. After the revolution, for instance, the hotels have not or hardly been renewed. So there's a lot of work in our field still to do. Okay. And we want to be one of the first international companies, and we were very happy because the Minister-President of Belgium, here Bourgeois, was there last weekend, not the weekend before, and we were honored with his visit and an official delegation. So this was very good, and this proves that also they are looking forward to have people from Belgium who are daring to take this challenge.
Mm-hmm. We saw that on the national news. Another question maybe, what is the best experience you already had in your whole expat life or in your whole expat adventure?
I would say to have an international concept of life makes it in a way very lonely, of course, if you don't have a family, and but it gives you the chance to meet a lot of people that you would never meet or that I would have never met if I would have stayed in Belgium.
Okay.
For instance, Kim Pook is one of them. As you know, Benazir Bhutto is one of them. So I have met really very nice people that a lot of the sheikhs that I know now, a lot of the people from the royal family from Qatar, Kuwait, even Saudi Arabia where I worked before, even now here in the UAE. And I think this is worthwhile, the experience.
You have achieved already so much. Are there still some gaps you would like to fulfill?
I think there are always gaps in life that we would like to or wish to see it in another way. Professionally, I would say I'm satisfied. This is 100% because I think looking back on my career as a very young girl, I went all by myself to Saudi Arabia and I was only 26. I really think not much people are daring to do all of this in an Arab world where I didn't know anybody. So for this, I would say my career has been satisfactory, but of course, I always look up or to see other things happening or to have a nice project. This is always very nice to look forward to. But as an expat, I think to find again a very good nest would be one of the gaps that I would like to see filled in.
Okay. Final question. Do you ever want to come back to Belgium, or would you like to enjoy the Arabian sun for the rest of your days?
That's a very difficult question. First of all, I would always have a pied-à-terre, as we call it, in Belgium because of the big family and extended family and friends that I have down there. To end my life or to take really this I cannot tell you for now because there are a lot of places I still want to visit and see. And I think I would not be 100% being able to adapt myself on the cold weather in Belgium and the rain all the time. And definitely I would look more into a place somewhere in between Dubai and Belgium to buy a nice house to retire next to the sea where the sunshine is coming and where I can invite all my friends and family, because then I think it's a nice cozy place, I'm sure they would all like to come and have a visit to Tante Leen.
Okay, thank you for this very nice conversation. Thank you.
You're most welcome.